We're talking about my coochie today. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is my Brazilian wax experience. This is gonna be kind of a long video. I'm gonna try and keep it short, but I have had 2 Brazilian wax experiences. I'm gonna tell you about both of them. I'm just gonna jump right in, that way this video doesn't get too insanely long. And I'm gonna try to keep this as educational as possible. Disclaimer, if you are, I don't know, young or don't want to hear about me talking about my coochie, then just be on your way. But yeah, let's just get into the video. So there are 2 types of waxes, and I'm gonna be talking about both of them today. There is the traditional, like, hot wax, just the regular wax that everybody gets, like, on your eyebrows and everything. I just call it the traditional wax or hot wax, whatever, the regular wax. And then there's sugar waxing, which is kind of like a newer thing today. But first, the traditional hot wax, my Brazilian wax. I got this about a year ago. It was in May of 2018 before a vacation that I went on. Long story short, I tried to go a few days beforehand just because your skin, you know, needs kind of some time to breathe and it's a little irritated and red after a wax. But some stuff happened and I ended up having to get it hours before I was leaving. I got a Brazilian as well as my underarms. By the way, if you don't know what a Brazilian is, it is basically just removing all of the hair in your girl zone, okay? And they remove all the hair in your butt crack as well. Not your butt cheeks. A lot of people think it's your butt. Like, it's not your butt, it's just the crack. Yeah, so that is what a Brazilian is. So I got that before a vacation to New Orleans and my cruise. I went in to a salon that I'm not gonna name, and I've gone there before to get like my nails done as well as my hair, etc. They have a very clean environment. The Brazilian, I think, cost like 60 bucks or something. I think my total ended up being like 80 with my armpits and everything, so somewhere along those lines. And yeah, if you're paying under, honestly, 50 or 60 bucks for a Brazilian, I would not go unless it's like a discounted like first time customer, because they do those a lot. But yeah, so I went in and it was a really nice room. It was like a laid out like couch looking thing. They gave me a robe, but like they just said undress, put a robe on so you're like not exposed when they come in. Now, if you're a type of person that gets a little awkward and embarrassed, like being exposed, maybe you shouldn't get one, but I think you should just get over it. It's really not that insane. If you really think about it, it's not a man doing your wax, it's a woman. She has your parts. She sees multiple parts a day. It's not that crazy. So yeah, I laid down and I had the robe, and then she would come in and you just expose yourself. Again, it doesn't make me feel like awkward or anything, just because like I know that this is her job, so it's just not awkward, I don't know. But they do, at the salon that I went to, they did have like a towel to put down on half of you while they worked on the one half, that way you're just not fully exposed. I think maybe just to make you feel more comfortable, which was nice. Again, didn't really bug me in general. But yeah, so she took the wax. Now if you know, like they have like a pot and you take the stick and you put it on and you take a strip and then you rip it off. And I don't think I have a super high like pain tolerance. I think I have a pretty decent one. And everyone's, you know, oh my God, Brazilians hurt so bad. The first time is so bad, but they always say it's worth it. So I'm like kind of stressing out. It like didn't hurt. I don't know if that day I was just, I don't know, the Hulk or Superman or something, but it just like didn't hurt. Obviously, the more sensitive areas, AKA your lips, okay? That was a little, when she pulled that one, I yelled out a yelp. I don't know what I just did. I yelled out like a yelp and I kind of was like, oh fuck. You know, but it went away right away. Like as soon as they rip it, they literally put their hand down and apply pressure. That way it doesn't hurt as bad and it kind of takes away the pain. But everywhere else like did not hurt. Like it wasn't like pleasant. I wasn't like, wow, this is great. But it literally felt like a pinch. Like, I don't know, like it wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad at all. I was like, wow, this is like way easier than I thought it was gonna be. Honestly, just the anxiety beforehand is worse than the actual pain. But yeah, so I didn't get my butt done that time because she asked me, and I was kind of like, oh, like there's an option. Like for some reason I thought you had to do it. And she kind of just TMI, but like, I was like, well, like you tell me. And so I just kind of went like that. And she's like, oh, like you're fine. Like, no, like, you know, I'm blonde. And they kind of just get in the areas like in between, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, she didn't go in, so I didn't get to experience that part, just because I chose not to. And my armpits were a breeze, but that's not about, you know, this video isn't about that. So I leave and my skin is really inflamed. It's really red, which I expected, and they told me, and I do have very sensitive skin and I'm also very pale, so I expected it to be super, super red. And they gave me some like serum or something to put on after the fact, just to like calm it down or like prevent ingrown hairs, or I don't know what it was for, but I put it on. And you're supposed to not have sex, not go to the gym for 24 hours, and you're supposed to like wear loose fitting clothing. Like they recommend just not even wearing underwear, just wearing like baggy sweatpants or baggy shorts or baggy something, just to like let the area breathe. Again, long story short, I had to leave in a few hours for my vacation, so I didn't do that. I wore like baggy clothes on the plane, but once I got to New Orleans, I put a pair of jean shorts on. I went to the bar all night, I danced all night, and the next day, she wasn't looking cute. She was not looking pretty, let me tell you. I had like an insane allergic reaction or something, but there was just hives everywhere. Like hives just all over, okay? And like to the point where obviously I'm getting this Brazilian because I'm wearing a bikini on the cruise, and now it's just defeating the whole purpose because I put a bikini on and you can just see red bumps coming out of my bikini. So that sucked. It wasn't like painful or itchy or anything. Like it wasn't like hurting, it was just ugly. It was ugly and it wasn't cute, and I wouldn't want anyone to see it, and I didn't want to look at it, and it ruined the experience. So that lasted about a week, aka my whole vacation, and I never went back. Just in general, I didn't get a wax ever again after that. I just went back to shaving, didn't care. And then this past May, so this year, 2019, I decided to try again, but I decided to do sugar waxing. So sugar waxing is a more organic, natural route to waxing. And as you guys all may know, if you know me, I do like to try to be organic and natural in any way possible. It is literally just made of sugar, water, and lemon juice compared to traditional waxing, which is all a bunch of chemicals that aren't obviously good for your skin. And because I have sensitive skin, I was like, this is gonna be great because obviously I'm not gonna freak out to sugar, water, and lemon juice, who would? So I did a lot of research on it, and they said that it was less painful, and I'm like all for it because I'm like, well shit, traditional waxing didn't hurt at all. This is less painful. I'm about to have a freaking breeze and a freaking ball. So I booked an appointment at a place in my area, kind of. It was like a half hour from my house. Sugar waxing, again, is like really trendy and kind of newer. So there was only like 2 places near me that offered sugar waxing. So I went there on a Saturday. I prepared myself more. I didn't have any vacations planned. I wore baggy shorts. I was prepared. I didn't have anything to do that day or the next day because it was a Sunday. I was prepared. Upon walking into this salon that I've never been to, that I should have obviously went to beforehand, it was really jank. And if you don't know what jank means, it's just jank. I don't really know how to describe the word jank. Crappy, shitty, weird, awkward. It was just jank. It was really jank. I don't know if it was just jank because it looked like it was newer, like they kind of just opened recently, because there wasn't a lot of stuff on the shelves and it was kind of just bare. But the lady was doing someone else's wax and she kind of stuck her head out and just told me to like, wait a minute. When she was done, she had me go into the room and told me to obviously just undress. I walk into the room and compared to the other salon, again, it was just really jank. Like, it literally looked like I stepped into a closet with a bench. It was literally a black padded bench with like wooden legs, like a kind of bench that you see in like a really shitty urgent care or like, I don't even know what. It was just really crappy looking compared to the nice like lounging couch that I had at my other salon. And you know, in the last one, they gave me like a robe. Like I said, I'm not like awkward, but I have to admit, after the fact, not having like something covering you up before they come in was a little awkward just because I was getting my armpits done again. And so I'm laying there on this like surgical bench, flat, in literally just a sports bra, nothing else. Fully nude, laying there, awkwardly, waiting in a closet, okay? And I'm like looking around the room and there was like a mirror, which is like whatever, and then there was like a shelf with just all of the supplies. I don't know too much about sugar waxing in the sense of like how it should be kept. I thought it's supposed to be kept in glass containers, but it was all in like plastic containers with like no lid on, which I just thought was kind of weird because I feel like shit just gets in it and it's not like hot like traditional waxing. I don't know if you know that. It's kept at room temperature. It's really just a glob of it and it gets molded, and you use the same ball for one person. So there's no like cross-contamination, there's no dipping it back in. Again, I don't know how it's supposed to really be kept, so I can't judge if like that is like bad. But it just looked jank. There was like a plastic bottle of like liquid that I didn't know what was in there. She kept the cleaning stuff like right next to it. Then there was like gloves and then like rubbing alcohol, and that was basically it, and like paper towel. I don't know, it was just a little weird. She was really cool. She came in, she was just talking to me like we've been best friends for years, and that's the thing, that's how they keep you really comfortable. They usually are really talkative and really cool and make you feel comfortable and like you've been friends, and they just talk about random shit while they're helping your coochie. So yeah, she goes to start, and so the difference, one of the differences between sugar waxing and regular waxing is the reason it's supposed to be less painful is because the sugar wax doesn't adhere to your skin, only the hair. So it doesn't pull on your skin, it's only pulling the hair, which is supposed to be less painful. And then they apply the sugar wax in the opposite direction of the hair growth and pull it in the direction of the hair growth. Compared to regular waxing, they apply it in the direction and pull it in the opposite direction, which kind of is supposed to obviously hurt more because you're yanking it out, not even in the way it grows, I guess. And it's also prevents less breakage and etc, whatever. So she does basically my whole like lip side, okay? So she's putting on, and you can kind of feel it tugging. Obviously, you know, she's pulling in the opposite direction, so you can feel your hair being kind of pulled. And she yanks it. Oh God. When she yanked it, I thought my soul left my body. Like, oh my God, I just coughed. It hurt so bad. Like, I'm not gonna say so bad. Again, I have a pretty decent pain tolerance. I obviously got through it and it was fine, and I'd probably do it again. It was just, she ripped that shit. Like, she was trying to kill me. I don't know. And it fucking hurt, and I, again, yelped, and I said, you know, whatever. And it wasn't just on the lips, right? Obviously, like I said in the last wax, like it was, you know, the lips are obviously very sensitive, but it's fine. It's like, you know, nothing I can't handle. The lips were 10 times worse. And then, ew, I feel like calling them lips are gross. The labia majora. But like my pubic bone, okay, like the top, even that hurt. Like everything was kind of like, I'm sitting here kind of like twitching out and like jumping because it was pretty fucking painful. And I even told her, I'm like, this is way more painful than regular waxing, which it's not supposed to be, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, and then, so she did the bikini, whatever. So this time I did do my buttocks. And for this, she literally just had me lay on my side and kind of put one leg out and bend the other one. And she told me to lift my cheek as high as I can. And then she just kind of went in there and got it real quick. And that did not hurt at all. Whatsoever, at all. I was like, holy fuck, if that's what a Brazilian could feel like, I would be totally fine for the rest of my life, but it doesn't feel like that. So yeah, then obviously she did my armpits. Again, armpits kind of went fine, it was whatever. And I get up, and like after she does the room, I get up to like get dressed, and I was like less red, it looked less irritated, so I was like, cool. It seemed a lot smoother as well, like just less irritated altogether, which I was like, great, this is already a fantastic fucking time. It hurts, but like, hey, it's looking better than the other one. Now, what she did do, instead of like giving me a serum, is after the fact she put coconut oil on where she waxed or whatever. Now, I break out to coconut oil on my face, and I remember she asked me if I was allergic, and I said no. And I thought about saying, but I don't want it, just because it clogs my pores really bad. And if you don't know, when you obviously rip all your fucking hairs out, no matter where it's at, your pores are completely open, they're completely vulnerable to anything that gets put onto your skin. That's why they say don't have sex, because bacteria. That's why they, you know, say to not go to the gym for 24 hours because you're sweating and it's gonna clog your pores, etc. So I left, and like I said, I had like baggy shorts on. I didn't put my underwear on after because, like I said, I wanted it to be like breathing. And I think it was Monday, either Sunday night or Monday, I don't know, a day or two later, I started getting bumps again. Okay, but different ones. So it was just on my lips. I don't know what else to call it, guys. Your labia. Your labia? I just feel like that's like a dirty word to talk about on YouTube. Whatever, there. It was just on there. I don't know why I'm doing that either. Like pubic bone here, I don't know. Everywhere else was fine. It was literally just that section. And I had little tiny bumps, and this is gonna get a little TMI, okay? It's gonna get a little nasty. At first I was like, oh, it's probably just, again, I guess I'm just allergic, I don't know, allergic reaction, like, you know, it's traumatic, I don't know. So I waited a couple of days, and it was still there by like the next like day or two. And so I started Googling, and you know, it's telling me bad things. And then it's kind of basically just saying that it's folliculitis, aka pimples, okay? Yeah, your girl had pimples on her vagine. I know. Crazy, right? So obviously that goes away on its own, just like it would on your face, but it was fucking ugly, and I was like, I'm not having this again for a whole ass fucking week. This is ridiculous. Obviously prior, the last wax was not pimples, it was literally just irritated. I don't know, because it wasn't like that. These were just little tiny dots, and then they became whiteheads and whatever. I go to my gyno because I'm like, fuck this shit. I call her up. She has me come in, she looks at it, she's like, yeah, honestly, you're just breaking out. I'm like, isn't that great? And she prescribed me antibiotics just because she's like, it'll go away on its own, but I can give you antibiotics just to help speed the process along. I'm like, please God, give me antibiotics. So she gave me antibiotics. Literally in like 2 days it went away. And I'm fine now, obviously. There's no coochie pimples now, but I haven't gone back since, yet again. And I probably will try sugar waxing again at a different salon, I think, after I go check it out a little bit. And I really feel like the coconut oil was the culprit of why I broke out, because like I said, if I use coconut oil on my face, holy God, do I break out within like the next day. So yeah, that was basically my experience. I do think it is really nice. Obviously, I am back to shaving for right now until I decide to go back to waxing. Or try it out and see if it works for me. I don't think that you should swear it off though, because of my experience, or if you're like afraid of the pain, or if you're embarrassed of people seeing you all hairy down there or wherever you're getting waxed. It's literally over within like 25 minutes. It's not that crazy. I think it's worth it if my skin didn't freak out, because before my skin freaks out, it's really smooth, and even after the fact, it was really smooth. I will say, again, I don't know if it has to do with the technique or just the type of waxing, but my sugar wax did last longer than the traditional wax. But yeah, that is basically it. If you liked this video or learned something new, please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already, and turn on the bell to get notified every time that I upload. And comment down below if you've ever had a Brazilian. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! I'm not filming a video or anything.